Yeah, you know what? This is very distracting, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, because I can't do a show with a big smudge on the screen. Let me just take care of this. Just sit back. I'll take care of this right now. Phew. Okay, 2023 couldn't come fast enough. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. Don't worry, the camera's not actually broken. Don't think I actually shot that scene last, trying to take a risk with the camera. What, don't believe me? Watch next week's show and the picture should be perfect. Fine. 4K. So you lead your life in routine, if you will. Everything is taken one day at a time, you know. One leg before the other when it comes to your pants. Okay, I remembered. That's good to know. But let's say you decided to turn the other way. Let's say you decided to not add avocado on your sub for 75 cents more. Your day could have turned out completely different. Yeah, just think if there were alternate realities where you did something else, where your life was completely different. Listen, I would prefer the reality where I was a late night talk show host in New York somewhere than just doing a small YouTube show, okay? Why did I say that? Who said that? So here's some examples for you. Let's say you're a breakfast person and, you know, breakfast is your favorite part of the day. Everything about breakfast is like your favorite. If you miss it, it doesn't really go over easy, in fact. If it doesn't go so over easy, why did you pull that all-nighter the night before? Think about it. You could be enjoying your Belgian waffle instead of having to make some sort of a ham and cheese or something. But you know, what's done is done. You missed breakfast. It's not like you can turn back time like your name is Blurryface or something like that. But if you were insane enough, in some sort of an alternate reality, you would have taken the first flight over to Los Angeles because of the 3-hour difference. And, you know, you would have enjoyed your breakfast at the Days Inn or something like that. You know, months ago we discussed time travel on the show. And believe it or not, I was actually wearing the same shirt that week too. Yeah, look at that. That mustache will not be missed, ladies and gentlemen. Well, anyway, where am I going with this? Okay, so let's say in a scenario that involves time travel, you're having a really bad day. Everything's not going right for you. But then suddenly, you end up back in time to that same morning. You're experiencing deja vu, if you will. And then you try to correct everything that made that day horrible. But then, what you don't realize is you're making the day horrible for somebody else who was having success, Monopoly-style success, if you will, in your bad day. You know who could really experience an alternate reality for themselves? Those people in those Liberty Mutual ads. I mean, think about it. These people are saying with the bravest of faces and uttermost confidence really terrible things that happen to them. But think about it. If it went a little something like this. So, you drive a really old car. You love that car. But the people on the road hate that car. They start tailgating your car, and everybody around you just honks at it every time you want to make a U-turn just because the clutch doesn't want to work right. But that doesn't stop your love for the car. You love that car like it's a great uncle or something like that. You named it Charlie even though your great uncle already has a name. Why can't everybody have some dignity? Alright, that being said, I'm gonna need a minute. So I'm sure if you watch Grease or if you like that High School Musical, you notice, you know, there's songs everywhere in this thing. Some people actually watch these things just for the songs. And if you ask me, just buy the album. But have you ever noticed musicals sometimes spoil themselves based on the content, the lyrics in their songs? I mean, have you ever noticed that the opening to Disney cartoons, you already know, you're already well aware who the villain is just based on their verse in the opening number? when it comes to some musicals are really hard to sit through. In fact, the one thing, a musical is getting good if it's 30 minutes of nothing but story. But, who's to say that? I mean, everyone likes the gleefulness of 525,600 minutes. Like, if you don't like the seasons of love, what's wrong with you? Can you imagine a brothel, if you will, a feud, if anything, like whose turf is what, whose turf is which? It gets all serious, but then, just like the Beat It music video, you think it's all tough guys, and then they pull out their pocket knives, and then all of a sudden, it's choreographed like there's no tomorrow. Who do you think you are, Annie? It's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's kind of like when a vegetarian knows the difference between iceberg lettuce and romaine lettuce. So trust me, it's no secret that a lot of people still don't understand the show these days. So I decided to be completely creative about it and write a list just for those kind of people. This list is titled 9 Things You Think About After a Rob Rodriguez Show Binge. Now, of course, since it's my show and it's my content, I can't diss my own work, even though I technically did while writing this very list. So I'm going to have my younger brother present it for me. And he is in the other room right now, freshly off a Rob Rodriguez Show binge. That's right. He watched all 72 episodes, and trust me, he is exhausted. It is invading every child labor law in the book. But if I was paying him, and this was Hollywood, that would be an issue. But since it's my house, and I'm like Flo Rida, it's okay, because he's an all-nighter anyway. So, no hesitating with this list whatsoever. Number 9.
Well, that was different.
Number 8.
I'm so confused right now.
Number 7.
I don't get any of these references.
Number 6.
So he's a millennial born in the wrong decade.
Number 5.
That guy is something else.
Number 4.
That puppet looks just like him.
Number 3.
Will it hurt him to smile?
Number 2.
My brain.
And number 1, 9 things you think about after a Rob Rodriguez Show binge.
Why?
Alright, and that is the possibility list for you this week. Well, anyway, that is the show for you this week. You know to follow me on social media. Until next time, I will be here sitting by the phone and the computer on Facebook, Twitter, and another thing that's top secret until I catch it up. Well, see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Alright.